So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what online arbitrage is and why it's probably the best method if you want to get started with Amazon FBA. So welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be running you through a bit more information on online arbitrage and why I think it's probably the best method if you do want to learn Amazon FBA. So what actually is online arbitrage? So online arbitrage is the concept of buying retail items from online stores. This may be B&M, it might be Smith's, it might be on Asda, anywhere online for a cheap price, and then send them into, in this example, Amazon's warehouse, where it's selling for more money and you just keep the profit in between. So later on in this video, we're going to be going through the pros and the cons of online arbitrage. Firstly, I'm just going to show you a couple of examples so you can see for yourself how it works. So you should be able to see my screen just now and see we're on this Smith's website for this Paw Patrol Riders Interactive Pup Pad. We can buy it for £14.99. It's available for home and delivery or click and collect. Now, if we have a look at this product on Amazon, we can see that at the moment it is selling for £29.99. So we're buying it for £15, it's selling for £30. Now, so the next thing we want to do is actually look at the product and analyze the data. So if we find a product here, which I believe is this one. Cool, so as we can see that this product at the moment is selling between 30 to 90 units a month, and it's making an estimated £6.84 profit per unit. And there's only one FBA seller. So the concept with this is basically you'd buy as many of these as you can. You may want to do a small test shipment beforehand. You send them into the warehouse, and if you bought 10, the principle being you'd hopefully make £6.84. Now, it's important to remember this isn't an exact science because prices can change. This is why we use things like the price graph, but please do check out my other videos where I've talked about that in more detail. So we're just going to move on to another product now, which is this Scour Bunny Nano Block. It's a game exclusive and we can buy it for £4.99 on Game. If we have a look at the same product on Amazon, we can see it selling for £10.99. So you'll see what's happening here is the products are about half the price elsewhere. And you may be wondering why people would not buy them from Game, why they wouldn't be buying them from Smith's. It's purely for the convenience of Amazon Prime, and people have buying habits as well. So if we check out this product, if we just grab the ASIN just over here and we'll load it up on Profitl. So we'll put £4.99 in there. Cool, and we can see this one is, by the looks of it, it's quite a new product. It's only got 4 reviews, but it has been selling a lot, probably because it's obviously a very popular Christmas present. And on this one, the ROI isn't quite as high, but there's only one other FBA seller on this, so there's really low competition, and there's still a fair profit, and you don't need a huge amount of money to get started with this sort of product. So that is the concept of online arbitrage. So why is it actually good? What are the pros, what are the cons? So probably the biggest pro of online arbitrage is that you don't need a huge amount of funds to actually get started with it. Whereas with wholesale or private label, you're going to need potentially thousands to get started, especially private label. You have to make a massive upfront investment to get your first product. With online arbitrage, you really don't need a lot of money. You can start with £100 quite easily on product and just keep growing. So it's very accessible in that way, and that makes it a lot less risky. As I just mentioned as well, it's a lot more accessible, and not only does this mean because of price, it also means you don't need limited company, because a lot of wholesalers will want you to have a limited company, or you don't need to be VAT registered. You don't need to make accounts to do anything. It's a lot easier to get into it. So number 3 is that there's no long wait for items. So with Amazon FBA, you've got 3 types of selling really. You've got arbitrage, you've got wholesale, and you've got private label. Now private label, you've got a couple of month wait typically on items because they're usually coming from China. Wholesale can be a bit quicker, especially if you're buying from a UK wholesaler, but they can still be quite slow depending on their stock levels, depending on how busy they are. With arbitrage, you know that you're going to get your items within a couple of days. It's just the same as buying retail orders as if you were buying them from yourself. If you was to order them, usually within 2 to 3 days, they'll be on your door and you can get them into Amazon's warehouse, which means your cash flow is a lot better. You're turning it around so much quicker and you're not tied up huge amounts of money for such a long amount of time. And then number 4, probably the most popular reason, is that you don't have to leave your house to do it. So whereas with retail arbitrage, which is where you're going into shops or anywhere like that, to try and find items at source. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to leave your bed. You don't have to leave your home. You can do it just with a computer, so it's really easy in that way. So that's all the good parts, but of course there are some bad parts. So what are they? So number one is the fact that there is going to be more competition. Now, obviously, as I mentioned earlier in the positives, the fact it's so accessible, you don't need a huge amount of money to get started, and there isn't many hoops for you to jump through to get started. That does mean there is going to be more people doing it. And what that can mean, especially for new sellers who don't know what they're doing, the prices on some products can be driven really low. So you just have to be a little bit careful on products which have a lot of other sellers on, just to make sure that you are selling it for a profit. Number two, negative, is that you can't get ungated using these products. So if you are new to Amazon and you don't know what being gated means, it basically means some brands, some categories you can't sell in. And the only way to selling them is get approval by Amazon. Now, I have done a video on this in the past, so please do check it out. I'll link it in the top right hand side of the screen so you can see it. But with retail purchases, Amazon will not ungate you for them. So the only way for you to get ungated is using a wholesaler. You cannot get ungated using retail websites anymore. So that does obviously restrict you slightly on the products you can buy. But if you use the methods in my video, then you can get ungated. So number three, downside, is probably scalability. We say arbitrage is an amazing side hustle. You know, you can earn really, really good money with it, but you can't take it to the next level like you can with especially private label. You know, this is why we always say arbitrage is sort of a stepping stone into getting into Amazon FBA. You know, it's a great way to learn the basics, and it's a great way to earn, you know, a couple of thousand a month. You know, that's quite feasible, and there's lots of people who do that. But if you do want to take it to the next level, you know, if you want to be earning 10s, 20s, 30s, thousands a month in revenue, then your best way by far is looking into private label and also wholesale as well. But that can get quite competitive. But again, that is more scalable than arbitrage. So I hope you found that video helpful. As you can see, online arbitrage is a great method to getting into Amazon FBA. If you are nervous about getting started and you did want a bit more help, when you do join Profitl, we do have a free course which we give to all of our members. So if you did want to check out Profitl or DealFinder, click the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you again soon.